The Apple Watch Ultra 2 was set up to be a boring iterative update over the first generation, but the last few months have been full of controversy and unexpected twists and turns. What was once a boring upgrade is now kind of a special edition. But let me explain. So over the past month or so, the Apple Watch Ultra 2 and Series 9 have gone from being banned in the Apple Store, not being able to buy it at all, just for a couple days, then being brought back for the holidays, and put on pause while Apple figures out how to comply with Masimo, which is a company that sued them for infringing on their patents and their blood oxygen sensor tech. To give you a brief recap of all the goings-ons of this lawsuit, back in 2020, Masimo sues Apple in federal district court in California. In 2021, Masimo also sues Apple again in the US International Trade Commission. In 2023, Masimo wins that International Trade Commission lawsuit against Apple. And of course now, in the holidays of 2023 and where we're at now, the appeal of Apple has paused that ban while they figure out how to comply with Masimo. As far back as 2013, these companies have shared employees with engineers and execs leaving Masimo to work for Apple briefly, then leaving there to make their own companies and making their own watches. And through that exchange, Masimo argues that trade secrets were passed to Apple that infringes on their IP and patents. But where does that leave us now? We're currently at the standstill right now with these two companies filing appeals against each other, and the judicial system honestly takes a long time, so this could be drawn out for over a year or so. But if Apple's appeal is denied, they are completely prepared to remove the blood oxygen sensor from their watches, and US Customs has already approved import of these future Apple Watches with that hardware change being made. So right now could be your last chance to really go into an Apple store and buy an Apple Watch Series 9 or Ultra 2 with the blood oxygen sensor as designed to work. You know, like if you want it in its current state, now is probably the time to get it. Now, if this ban is successful and Apple has to take the blood oxygen sensor out of their watch, you'll of course still be able to buy the current version of the Apple Watch Ultra and Series 9 from third-party vendors like Best Buy and Amazon, but that's only while supplies last, and you can't really be sure if the version of the Apple Watch that you get will still have the blood oxygen sensor in it. If Apple's appeal is denied, it's just a matter of time before they really aren't available anywhere. So this once boring iterative update now has an interesting story to tell, and very well may be a commodity if its future versions are missing a blood oxygen sensor. In my opinion, the Apple Watch accounts for the majority of smartwatch sales and does much more good than bad. You know, these watches are even helping to save lives in some cases. If anyone needs to have the latest health tech in their products, it's Apple for the greater good of humanity, or at least the greater good of North America, because we're the only ones really buying all these products at volume. I think Masimo should really just accept a reasonable settlement and, you know, keep it pushing, you know what I mean? Which the CEO says he's open to doing. He's open to just taking the bag. So take the bag and continue to innovate. Blood oxygen sensors have existed before you in the medical field. You just figured out how to put it in a watch. Don't limit that tech and prevent other people from benefiting from that tech being in their watch because your product doesn't have the reach that the Apple Watch has. Now let's get on to how the Apple Watch Ultra 2 has fared over the past 4 months. Let's start off with wear and tear, and to be honest, it's mostly the same as the day I bought it. It's pretty much perfect. There are no scratches or signs of wear and tear, but I am not using it, of course, for extreme sports. Just everyday dad stuff, playing with my kid, going to the gym, going to the park. I might scrape it against the door frame, but nothing too crazy. And also I can say the same for the original Apple Watch Ultra that I had, for a year. That had minimal signs of wear and tear. I think I had like 1 scratch on it, and that was very minimal. So, these titanium Ultras are really built to last for everyday regular usage. Another area that's super important when covering the long-term use of these devices is the battery health, battery life. And the battery life on the original Ultra was good, and it's honestly gotten slightly better with the Ultra 2. I'm actually seeing slight, not crazy, but slight battery gains over the original Ultra. So I can't complain when, the same can't be said for these phones that come out generation to generation. Sometimes you get the new phone with the new processor that's less efficient but more powerful, and your battery ends up suffering from that. But the new chip in the Ultra 2, and also, of course, just the new settings that they have with the screen panel and how it can get super dim and super bright, it's really benefited my battery life overall, and I'm able to get a solid 2 days without really curving my usage in any way, like turning off vibrations or lowering the brightness. And I feel like I can stretch it, if I had to, I can stretch it a few days. But my battery health is still at 100%, and I have it set to optimize charging, so it's charges to 80%, and then right before I wake up in the morning it gives it that additional 20% to get it to 100%, so that way I can use it throughout the day. And every night when I go to bed, it still has juice on it. So I mean, that's a perfect device in my opinion, because I'm going to charge it every night anyway, and I only ever charge it using my Belkin 3-in-1 that I charge my iPhone, watch, and my AirPods on. I've had that for like 3 years and it's held up pretty nicely for me. Apart from the controversy, I've been, satisfied with my Apple Watch Ultra 2. To sum it up, I enjoy the size, I enjoy the extended battery, and those are universal improvements that will benefit everyone out there looking to buy an Apple Watch Ultra, Ultra 2, or an Apple Watch. If you're into a smartwatch, you're gonna like bright screens and long batteries. So the Apple Watch Ultra 2 checks those boxes. And when it comes to the brighter screen and the new double tap finger features, or new depending on how you ask, some people say it's just been there forever through accessibility, but we haven't had it in this way. The double tap thing is kind of cool. I use them in the fringe cases that they're needed. On the off chance that someone calls me while I'm cooking something or washing my hands and I can't get to my phone, double tap is kind of convenient, but how often does that really happen? I actually use the flashlight more so than anything else. When I'm fishing around my room at night or looking under my bed for gear, I can just use my watch to have a really bright screen, which is pretty useful. Neither of which are, worth the upgrade in my opinion. Those aren't reasons for you to get the new Apple Watch Ultra 2 over the original version. If you have the original Ultra, keep it. But if you want to possibly have a limited edition Apple Watch Ultra 2 with a new blood oxygen sensor tech that might not be in the Apple Watch Ultra 3, it might be worth getting the 2. You might want to get it sooner than later. As far as the future of the Apple Watch Ultra line, there are varying rumors claiming that there won't be a successor this year from Ming Chi Kuo back in October, and more recently Apple Watch rumors forming around the Watch X are pretty exciting with there being a new redesign, and some people are even saying that there will be an Ultra 3 that comes out this year, and it may be in that black color that we were expecting for this Apple Watch Ultra 2 to have, but it's really honestly too early to call. Either way, this is still a great all-around watch that was made for extreme users but benefits the average consumer, and that's what I am. I'm the average guy, average dad, average tech enthusiast, and I enjoy the Apple Watch Ultra 2. It works fine for me, and I really just used it as another Apple Watch. I still don't use the action button. If you guys watch my long-term review of the iPhone, you'll know that I'm not an action button kind of guy. The only thing that the action button is used for is for the flashlight in my case. I'm not into programming macros and doing all this other crazy stuff. Just like the phone, I would appreciate if they added like double press, triple press, long press, double long press, added more functionality to those buttons to make it more programmable. I'm probably never gonna use shortcuts. I was never really into like the if this then that kind of stuff. So if it's automated and it does it for me based on my geolocation or the time of day or calendar events, then I'm down for it just working for me and being smart, getting a smart device. Outside of that, I'm not really pressing my button to be doing stuff. But yeah, if you've made it this far in the video, of course, you like the video, right? Go ahead and hit the like button, comment down below. Let me know how the Apple Watch Ultra 2 has held up for you, or if you still have the Apple Watch Ultra 1, don't plan on getting the 2, skipping it, getting the 3. What do you think about these rumors about the Watch X, possibly being a circular watch? Yeah, let's talk down below. Maybe they'll integrate the Apple Watch Ultra and the Vision Pro somehow. I don't know. Let's talk. Let's comment down below and have a conversation. But until next time, guys, it's been a pleasure as usual. Thanks for watching. Stay fresh. Peace.